Josh, not the way anybody wants to lose a game, losing in a penalty shootout, but from a personal point of view, that must have felt like a little bit of a milestone.
Yeah, obviously I'm very happy to have grabbed my first goal for the club, hopefully the first of many. And like you said, yeah, disappointing way to end the game. But we'll move on to the next one, and now in a way you can look at the league now, focus more on the league because that's where we really want to push on.
We spoke when you arrived about how keen you were to play week in, week out, and kind of put all those things in the past where you've not played games and you've been injured, to have scored a senior goal again. How important is that kind of step on that road?
Yeah, very important. I mean, I'm a striker, so my job's to score goals, and it's nice to get back on the horse, really. Yeah, with the I said I want to play every game this season if I can. But obviously with the league regulations, the last game was 110 minutes. You're gonna have to manage yourself, and especially with my injuries in the past, it's important for me to do that. But it was nice to come on, nice to score. Just not the way I wanted it to end.
Do you expect that to be the way it goes when there's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday? Players might not play all 3 games. You might have to play an extended role as a substitute. It's going to be about managing everybody's body.
Yeah, I think squad depth is more important than ever now, especially this season. I did some calculations, and I think every 4 games you're playing an extra 90 minutes. If it keeps on going like this, about 20 minutes at a time in total. So yeah, I think managing players and managing injuries, because if you get an injury-ridden squad like they had last season, that can really take a toll.
I know there were a few enforced changes tonight. You were on the bench yourself, of course. Is there a concern amongst players about the workload, about the fact that you're being asked to do a little bit extra? I
wouldn't say it's a concern. Obviously, everyone has to do it at the end of the day. I just think sometimes that can play on your mind a bit. With you're playing 110 minutes one week, 3-4 days later you got to do it again, and like I said, squad depth and having a strong team, not just a strong 11, is vitally important. And luckily we showed today that we can do that.
I was going to say, is that one of the things you will take from tonight? 8 changes, lots of very young players out there. Sean Worley started age 36 and the average age of the squad's still 22.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of youngsters out there. Is that one of the real things you'll take away, that these young players, yourself included, are really stepping up?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good night for the young lads. We had Connor was in. Brad started again today. Played the full game on Saturday, and he did really well. Pickles. So yeah, I think the young lads have come in, stepped up, and it's always a good thing to have a young squad. And injuries might be less common. And like you said, with Sean, 36, did you say? Yeah, it was his birthday the other day. He did really well, and everyone's stepping up.
Got to go again at the weekend. Nice long trip as well. Is it just about, for those inexperienced players, kind of getting into the swing of things? You've obviously been out on loan before and you've experienced this before, but it must be a bit of a culture shock compared to playing, local games in the under-21s or whatever. Yeah,
definitely. Like you said, I've been through this, and although I'm 21, I consider myself a bit more experienced than other lads even around my age. So I try and help them out with that. Yeah.
How's it been for you settling in? I know it was important that you got a bit of pre-season in and some game time in pre-season. Has it been pretty straightforward?
Yeah, been straightforward. The lads are great, very close-knit group, and yeah, I've settled in fine. And people, the older experienced lads like Seamus, Sean's, they've helped me out as well, settling in.
You mentioned the close-knit and that spirit. I think that was clear to see for everybody. The 2 guys who missed the penalties straight away, everybody was straight round them, and something like that could really knock confidence. Is that something that's going to happen in this changing room?
Yeah, I mean, straight away everyone was in there, consoling the 2 lads, and especially with Cody, it's an unfortunate slip, and you can't coach that, you can't plan for it. It's really unfortunate for him, but when I spoke to him in the change room, and he seems fine, his head's not going, and he'll be ready again.
And I suppose that collective ability to try and overcome setbacks, can that only stand you in good stead?
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to go through a season that's plain sailing, win 46 games. You're going to have ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, and it's important that you ride the lows and you never get too high, because then that's when you can get carried away.